I was in Satterthwaite's share broking office one day, and I looked out the window and there's the old Hydro Grand sitting there, and I said to Mr. Satterthwaite, you know, wouldn't it be great if we could form a public company in Timaru and buy that Hydro Grand and do it up, and perhaps build something alongside it? And he said, yeah, that'd be a great idea, you know, public company would be good. So I gathered together the council. I got onto the council. Dave Walker was the mayor at the time, and we had a meeting in the Hydro Grand Hotel, and we discussed the possibilities of what we could do. And I was they all thought it was a great idea, but I was to do all the work. Nobody offered to give me a hand, you see, and so I thought, right, okay, I've got to do something about it. So I went to the Hydro Grand people and the Seaview Hotel, because the Seaview Hotel was alongside it, and I made an offer. I made an offer on the Hydro Grand and the Seaview Hotel. I've got the bill here from Hugh Smith, $82.50. And then he writes a wee note to me, and he says, proposal for the property purchase of the Hydro Grand and the Seaview Hotel. We enclose our bill. We regret that your proposal did not bring more immediate success, but as you say, it's a good experience and probably a good example of nothing ventured, nothing gained. Didn't help very much, but that's what happened. But I still had that idea in my mind. I thought, this has got to be a good idea. A public company owned by local people developing the Bay Hill, because no one was doing it. So one day I did this publication. What would I do for the people of New Zealand with $100 million? Turn New Zealand into a tourist paradise, starting in Timaru. Travel overseas to market what I believe is the best scenic country in the world. And there I had the Hydro Grand Hotel. Build the biggest and best hotel in New Zealand on the Hydro Grand and Seaview Hotel sites in Timaru. And I explained there how I would raise the money by getting it from people to give donations. People were to send their donations to this address here. New Zealand Tourist Resorts, attention photo news, care of the Timaru City Council, private bag, Timaru. 10,000 copies went into letterboxes in Timaru, and guess how much money we raised? Well, the council said we raised nothing. They said they never got one deposit. Not one donation. 10,000 copies and not one person donated. I was getting donations when I had my own address, but as soon as we had the Timaru City Council address, nobody gave a donation. I wonder why. Another letter from the council, from the General Manager, Mr. Bora. I have discussed this matter with the Manager of Finance, Mr. Bora, and I can advise you we would be prepared to hold these funds for you. Here's the letter from the council. Contribution, Hydro Grand Hotel site. Thank you for your recent donation towards the development of the Hydro Grand site. At the recent meeting of this council, it was resolved that the money would be allocated to fund any future investigation council may undertake into the development of the Hydro Grand site. But if no investigation occurs within 5 years, the council will be the money will be incorporated into council general fund account. In 2003, the Hydro Grand Hotel was sold, and it was sold to a company that was managed by Raymond Sullivan and McGlashan, lawyers in Timaru. On Tuesday the 19th of March 2013, the Timaru Herald has a headline on the front page of their paper, Hydro may have a saviour. The Hydro Grand has been sold to Alan Booth, a businessman in Timaru, and he plans to try and develop it if he can. Reading now from the Timaru Herald, the Hydro Grand timeline. 1912, the Hydro Grand opened. 1983, registered with the Historic Places Trust as a Category 2 building. 2003, Grand Piazza buys the hotel. 2005, Grand Piazza appoints a hotel consultant to look at concepts for the Hydro's redevelopment. 2008, demolition likely. Historic Places Trust becomes involved in discussions. 2009, the syndicate announced plans for a $60 million hotel and apartment complex to be built by 2012. 2010, the Grand Piazza spokesman Sid McCauley says red tape is slowing demolition plans. In 2011, Grand Piazza puts the hotel and 2 adjoining sites up for tender without explanation. In 2013, a Timaru businessman, Alan Booth, buys all 3 sites. When the Hydro Grand was sold in 2003, I made some inquiries with the council what had happened to my money. And this is one of the letters I got back. During the ensuing 8 years, a lot of funds held within the conference centre Timaru were used for the development of the Rangi Stadium in Morgans Road, Timaru. At the 30th of June 1998, the conference centre Timaru fund was disestablished and the remaining balance of $917 being appropriated to the general funds. These funds have been expended. So in other words, the money that was put aside, there was only $125.80. It wasn't very much money because one of the tins was stolen. But the money that was put aside for the development that I raised went into the Orangi Stadium. So what happens now? Well, I've been working on this for 25 years. 25 years I've been trying to convince Timaru people that they should buy the Hydro Grand Hotel as a public company so everybody can own a piece of it. Every man, woman and child in Timaru could own the Hydro Grand. We could do it up to the old standards, and then we could build a big, beautiful hotel alongside it. Let me show you my dream. Here it is. This is the old Hydro Grand Hotel. Okay, and alongside it is the Seaview Hotel, which got burnt down. So those were the 2 hotels that I tried to buy in 1989 on behalf of the council and members of the public. This is the site. This is the Hydro Grand down here on the corner, right? That's the shape of the top of it. Look, this is an aerial view, okay? My idea was to do up the old girl here, and in here alongside, there's some motels in there, we could build a magnificent building overlooking Caroline Bay, a 5-star hotel and conference centre. I got a young fella to do some plans for me. This was his plans. He drew in 2003. He drew this plan here for me, and this is a hotel. This is a guest restaurant. He's got the music microphones there. He was a very creative man, this young boy. He's only 17 years of age, and let's build on the Bay Hill, I say here. Okay. Here's some more of the pamphlets I did. All at my own expense. No one gave me any money. Let's help restore the Hydro Grand, I say. And there's an article there, and I go on to tell you, to ask why we can't do it. We can do it. I did an appeal, a public appeal, asking people to make donations. There it is. Let's link the old with the new and build a tourist hotel in Timaru. There's the old and here's the new. Here we are, the Timaru Herald wrote an article. Timaru man plans for tourist paradise. There it is, all there. To summarise this story, I want to now read to you a letter I wrote to the General Manager of the Timaru District Council on the 1st of November 2003. Hydro Grand and Seaview Hotel Trust Funds. Enclosed is a letter of receipt received from the Timaru District Council in mid-1990. Also enclosed is a copy of an invoice from my solicitor confirming I was a genuine interested buyer of both the Hydro and Seaview Hotel sites. The other important document enclosed is a copy of the front page of my newspaper, Photo News. This publication went into over 10,000 homes as an appeal to raise funds from the public of New Zealand. The tabloid attracted nationwide attention and was even featured on TV1's nationwide program Critically Speaking. I have a recording of that program if anyone would like to view it. Because I was attempting to raise funds from the general public to purchase the two properties, I asked the Timaru District Council if they would be guardians of the funds, and they agreed. This is why you'll notice on the publication that all donations were to be sent to Photo News, care of the Timaru District Council. I never received any information, nor was I ever told how much money was sent to them. I thought this was strange, as I had always received donations before when I used my own address during the appeal. 10,000 copies plus exposure nationwide on television. One does not have to be a very good mathematician to realise that it would be highly unlikely that not one single person would be tempted to send in a donation. With these thoughts in mind, would you please provide me with some of the answers to the following questions? Can you supply me with a copy of your letter dated the 27th of April 1990 showing the sum that I donated? Can you show me proof where the funds were deposited into a special account? 3. Can you show me proof that the funds were transferred into the general account in 1995 as agreed? 4. Can you show me the receipts for donations made direct to the District Council as a result of the public appeal via the enclosed Photo News publication? I'm about to restart the appeal to the public of New Zealand for a second time, and it would be nice to be able to report to the previous investors as to exactly what happened to their donations. I look forward to hearing from you with the answers to my questions within 48 hours. Did I get a reply? Nah. So there you have my love affair with the Hydro Grand Hotel in Timaru. Well, I've never say die. There's always hope. When there's something going on, there's always hope. And maybe one day, maybe someday, that the Timaru people will get together as a group and form a public company and do something great on the Bay Hill, because it's just a bloody shame the way it is at the moment. And I hope, Mr. Booth, I wish you well with your purchase, and if I can be of any assistance at all to you, I'm happy to do so. Okay, so I'll see you later, and keep tuned in to my story on YouTube. It's on Ron E. Bishop, Timaru, New Zealand. Just type in Ron E. Bishop, Timaru, New Zealand, and you'll see all my stories on the true stories in the life of Ronnie B.